Okay, welcome back, everyone. My name is Ali Umar Ahmed. I'm joined by Mahir Said
Hussain
and
Ahmed.
Hussain Ahmed. Uh, God damn it! So we watched Frank 1931,
Frank.
directed by James Whale, and the original screenplay. No, it's original story by Mary Shelley. In the credits listed as Mrs. Mary Shelley.
We'll talk about that.
Oh.
Mrs. Percy Shelley.
Percy
there's
Shelley.
things about this. I thought you'd never heard about this film.
I didn't.
Oh,
So, Frank 1931.
yes.
Um,
Frankie boy.
almost 100 years ago.
Was this your first time watching it?
Yes.
Also, my first time watching it. Just
All right. I have, because I'm going to try to ask you some
Okay.
questions, which is that when you hear the name Frankenstein, what comes to your mind? And what did you think the story of Frankenstein was about?
Okay, the thing is, this much I knew to an extent because I had you've seen enough.
Pop culture.
It's referenced so many times.
Yeah.
You sort of know without even having watched the film. You know the story of.
Yeah.
It's about this poor monster that wasn't asked to be born, but then was born and was horribly treated. Like I was depressed by the end of the film. I sat there and I was just like, I hate humans, I hate people, and I wanted to cry like a little bit. I was a little depressed, especially with the way he was screaming at the end. Like, I did not like that.
If you actually want to cry, read the book.
I don't want to
because
read the book.
It's so much better.
The book, this film is nothing like the book because this film is not based on the book.
So how do they make the film? Where they get the
Just-
source material?
There's just the Air Frankenstein and Mary Shelley.
Also,
That's
the
I think
film-
that's all they took.
The film is not based on the
You
book.
have
In
sketches.
fact, the novel was published in 1818,
Oh my god.
and it was published under the name Percy Shelley, which
Okay.
is Mary's husband.
Oh,
It
well,
was
that's
published under his name,
right.
right? And then after a while, in around the 1827, I think, when the book came out, it was the talk of the town all over the world, good and bad. You know, there's nothing like publicity. Every publicity is good publicity.
Rock stars.
This was insane for the time. This was when you think of science fiction and you think of Star Wars and Star Trek,
This was their Star Wars.
this is credited as the first piece of science fiction in history,
Oh wow.
written by a woman in 1818 who was only 20 years old.
Dang. So we're
And she wrote a book that is so influential, we see its ripples to this day.
Damn, big up Mary Shelley.
big up.
That is my favorite book. of
24,
all
140 something years.
time. Exactly. And immediately after the book was published, she went. There was a play made, a stage play that was made of it. But obviously, they had to cut out a lot because back then there was so much censorship going on.
Right.
That this was heralded as like this is blasphemy and all that nonsense, you know.
Yeah. Creating
Obviously.
new life and everything.
Right.
yeah.
And the due to rights issues, if you see, it says in the opening that this is based off the stage play that has been adapted from the novel by.
Okay, so
Mrs.
it's two iterations in for
Yeah.
censorship.
So, in the book, the monster is an articulate, speaking, thinking creature
Oh,
that
it's proper
it's a
sentience.
proper sentience, and there's a beautiful dynamic between the creature and Victor. Now, in the film,
Vondu.
the character is called Henry Frankenstein.
Yeah.
We've all heard in pop culture Victor Frankenstein, and in the book,
Yeah.
it's Victor Frankenstein. That's his actual name.
So I was Henry.
And in the book, he has a friend called
Victor.
Henry Clerval.
Okay.
In the film,
Yeah.
they made it Henry Frankenstein and Victor Clerval.
Why?
yeah.
Did they not read
Yeah,
the
yeah.
book properly?
The
The
rights.
reason they changed the name is because they felt that Victor was too aggressive a name for American audiences, and Henry was a softer, more humanized name.
Okay.
Victor means winner or the one who seizes the day. That's what the name means. And the reason they changed it is because Frankenstein, the second name, is already pretty strong.
Right.
They changed it to Henry because they were like, oh, this is a softer name.
Okay.
It humanizes him more.
Okay.
And
So they
Victor
literally
makes so much
switched the
more
names of
sense.
the two characters.
Yeah.
The character is Victor Frankenstein, but in
Right.
the movie he's Henry
So
Frankenstein.
can I ask something? When we continue discussing this film, are we going to do it under Victor or Henry?
Henry. We're discussing the movie,
We're discussing the movie.
not the book. Also, let me give you some historical teeing up
Okay.
because we need to understand 1931.
Yes.
Okay. There's many choices that they make in this film.
Mm.
You have the Hays Code, which,
Mm.
as Mahir mentioned, has
I have
severe
a point about that.
severe
Wait, the
censorship.
what code?
The
The
Hays
Hays
Code.
Code. It was a censorship code.
For films back in the day. But you also have to understand, this is 1931. The first sound film came 5 years prior,
That's crazy.
1926. I forgot the name of that one, but the Jazz Singer, 1927. That was like officially heralded as the 1st talkie. Talkie. Before you had movies, when they get sound, they're talkies.
It's funny you bring up sound. I want to talk about a bit about why this movie came to be. This is during the Great Depression,
Right.
and a lot of people were not
depressed.
watching movies, and
They have double features at this
Carl-
time too.
No, I said a lot.
Carl Lamel Jr. I think is the
Yeah.
Universal's
Producer.
producer. He's the son of the actual owner of Universal, and then Carl Lamile, I think his name is. I'm messing his name up.
It's something else.
It's Carl Jr. basically, and he first made Dracula, also in 1931, starring Bela Lugosi. That film came out the same year as this one, a little earlier. It sold. It made a lot of money, and Carl was like, he saw potential in horror, and he was like, the audiences want horror, and the audiences did find that horror was an interesting new genre of sorts.
Right.
Because you had thrillers before this.
Yeah.
You have horror.
Horror. Okay.
And Dracula did a wonderful job at cementing itself as horror. Now, coming to directors and what you've said about sound. If you watch Dracula, there are a lot of awkward moments regarding sound, where there is a long pauses of silence and there's just simple actions. It's because the director of Dracula had never actually done a talkie before.
See?
And his directing style was so that Dracula, if you watch Dracula, there are awkward, long, silent pauses.
Silent pauses.
Because
You were
he
just
doesn't know
supposed
how
to watch
record
visually.
talkies. Could you pull up my first clip, which was timestamp 3:16:3:30?
Wow, look at you.
James Whale, who is the director of this film, had experience directing talkies before this. Had experience directing talkies before this. So he knew how to record sound, and he was good at it. Could you play this? Pause. Now, Dracula does
Hold
not
on. There it is.
does not have as much environmental
Ambient.
sound
Yeah, okay.
as this film does. James Whale was smart enough to understand that the audience should hear the sound of dirt hitting the coffin. How he filmed that, he's put a microphone in the coffin.
Right.
And it just goes to show that because the microphone is in the coffin, it's muffled and dirt is hitting it, it creates this sense of you are being buried alive yourself, because the sound is a bit muffled and it gets heavier and heavier as you go. James Whale knew how to direct talkies, and it shows in this one.
Okay.
Frankenstein, when it comes to sound, is much more technically better
Than
like you
Dracula.
were talking about the screams and everything.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff was probably very little or awkward in Dracula. There were scenes in Dracula where Dracula was slowly creeping up. There was no score, there was nothing, and it was just silent.
It's not to say that this film doesn't have stuff like that.
Yeah.
It does it too.
But,
But it was like the philosophy of the time still
Yeah,
trying to prevail.
they were used to it. You couldn't have
Yeah.
too much sound in it as well. But this one still understood that environmental sound is very important, and he was very creative.
So let's watch this clip. We were just talking about sound, so let's watch this clip. I don't care about much what they're saying. Victor's coming in.
Victor Morris.
Yeah, see, Victor's coming in. But don't listen to what they're saying, but how you're listening to it.
Okay.
Listen to the timbre.
Yes. The first word in 4 months.
See,
It just came.
it's the same microphone, but it's
Victor, you
because of
must help me.
the
Of
room.
I'll help you.
It sounds insanely echoey,
I'm
right?
afraid.
But
I've read this over and over again, but they're just
listen
words.
to it now. Now it
But I
sounds a
can't
bit more
understand.
hollow-ish. There's a hollowish tinge to it.
You must
Wanna
have
know
faith
what? I'm
in
gonna
me,
pause
Elizabeth. Wait.
right
My
now.
work
What do you mean by hollowish tinge?
Okay.
It sounds like it's something like this.
Right. Okay.
You want to know why?
Why?
Victor,
They
you
placed
must
the
help me.
microphone, most likely, right above a piano.
Oh.
So their voices are coming in and they're being amplified by the hollow nature of the piano.
hollow piano, yeah.
And that's where the reverb's coming in, and that's why it sounds like this.
Pretty
The
funny.
trick, because listen, sound has just been added. The trick was, how do I hide these microphones? Right now, you two have lavalier
tiny little
microphones.
Yeah.
These have a 360 radius around you, but the range is very short. That's
Yeah.
why there's not a lot of crosstalk with you. This is a cardioid microphone.
Okay.
So it has a range like this,
Yeah.
but nothing from behind
Yeah.
here or this way. These are very, very early age microphones.
Yeah.
So they're picking up a lot of noise,
Ah.
and they're bulky, and they're big.
Yeah.
So even if you went like this right now, if I'm doing like this, they can't hear me.
Okay.
So I have to be in the microphone to speak.
Right. Okay.
But
What were the microphones like back in that day?
once you put it down, it's down. You're forced to enunciate every single thing you say. You have to make sure you're saying it properly. A, because it's actual real, so you're costing money.
Yeah.
And B, this is heavy, hot machinery. You can't keep running it forever.
Yeah.
If you watch Singing in the Rain, the biggest thing was like when the first talkies came out, the actors would you say things out loud, but they didn't notice it
It
because
sounded like they were shouting.
but they were like going no, 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 and then you see their audio come back in like this and then go back out.
Yeah.
No, 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 and then the other guy would go yes, 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 and it's so disorienting for the audience that's watching.
It's disorienting
Because
for the
they're
guy.
No, because you're
Yeah.
like, well, I want to listen to what they're saying, and they're like, they have the worst dialogue known to man. And nowadays, if you don't hear a toothpick break, you're like, this film sucks.
yeah, yeah.
My
I want to
immersion.
talk about. All right, we'll get to that one later. But do we want to do a bit of overview right now?
Before we do a bit of overview,
Let's start about your first
Can I?
one.
Can I? Oh no, I was gonna say something really stupid. Remember how I told you guys how I watched this film and you both lost your
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah, we told you not to tell
not
us.
to tell us,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
waited.
How'd you do this?
Okay, so I go on YouTube, I type in the movie, the movie comes up. I hit the thing, and it's silent. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a silent film. And then my dumbass realizes like 5 minutes into it, it's not a silent film. My laptop was on mute. So when I hit the unmute button, the entire movie's in freaking Spanish. So now I'm at a crossroads.
At least you're in Europe.
Now I'm like, do I watch the whole movie in Spanish?
With
then just-
subtitles?
With subtitles. They didn't have subtitles for that one. So I was like, do I just wing it to figure out what's happening? But
I'm gonna kill
then,
him.
Hold on, it gets worse.
but then, there is a second YouTube video right under that, which is the whole film in color, by the way, because someone had hand colored each.
Yeah,
frame.
yeah.
Okay,
That's how they did it.
and that was in English, but it was in 5-minute clips of the entire film. So
It's an
now,
hour and 11 minutes long.
but the thing is, that was a
Sent-
horrible.
I
Wait,
sent you.
71 divided by, no,
wait.
71
wait,
divided by 5.
wait.
Can do it right now.
Okay, wait. Why?
Hold on, shut up. 71 divided by 5.
It was like 13 clips, bro. I remember. So now, wait, you don't.
14.2.
Okay, so now,
So you missed
so
like
now,
1 minute or something.
so now, no. You still haven't gone to how, because that's the visuals on that. You couldn't sit through 3 minutes of it. So what I did, I hooked up my laptop to another screen. I had Frankenstein black and white muted on one screen, and I
You
had
synced the audio.
Frankenstein the audio on the other, and then I synced up the video with the audio, and every 5 minutes I would pause and play so the video stayed in sync. It took me
I have to give him credit for that.
it took me 2 hours to watch a 1 because I kept messing up the sync, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do that and set the whole thing up again.
I had the Blu-ray disc. I only watched it last night. You could have
And
just
the worst part
borrowed
is,
mine.
I V-transferred you the film I had. I told you.
See, these are fun. Where are you gonna get experiences like this, huh?
Oh God, it hurts.
Okay.
Okay, now can I
I
actually
want to
give?
know your overview.
Okay, my overview.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
I have some great news.
All right.
We've coerced, we've coaxed, and we've badgered people into telling us about Frankenstein.
How many
Against
did
their
we get
will.
this time? So first of all, thank you to everyone
Yes.
who has participated in this.
Your names will be on screen. You will be credited
We'll
to
put the
your
screenshot
voices.
of their comment as well with
Yeah.
their username.
Okay.
What the fuck are you
My
doing?
camera died,
It's-
so we're doing it from
we
here.
have to
Hi
do it
everyone,
from
my
here.
camera is
I
dead.
can't see.
I can.
Okay. So we've got a few comments on YouTube. Our first
Alright.
one
Okay,
is
so this is
by
I
Ali
got it,
Tahir
I got it.
549.
It's a great movie for its time. became a starting to more interesting costume design in movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if I were an average Joe, I find it really hard
As
to
if he
watch
isn't
the movie,
already.
right now, especially because there's not much as a plot as I want there to be.
If I may, the
No,
reason
there
he
is
says
a
this,
lot of plot though. I don't.
he
agree
says
with
this average Joe thing. It's because if I'm not wrong, I think this is I know him because he's studying film from NCA Lahore
Okay.
as a screenwriter,
Oh, okay.
right? So
that's
he
what it
has
is.
he has some experience with film.
No, I feel like there's a lot of plot here. It's just there's a lot of exposition dumps over the way the dialogue's written, but that's the part of it this time, so I don't feel that's bad.
It's good.
It's
but
good, but I can see so many places in the movies where the writing could have been better, like when the monster drowns the little girl.
Read more.
Oh crap! The drowns the little girl. It could have been portrayed a bit more naturally. No, I like that it's unnatural. You know,
Yeah, I think it worked
it
well.
adds to the flavor.
But I see what you mean. It did feel a bit like the girl did not resist or something like
Yeah.
that. I can see that. Yeah.
Except for the phenomenal direction, even though it's somewhat criticized, I'd say Will has done a fair job.
I think James Whale is wonderful.
Yeah, acting is great. The best thing about it is carrying the role.
And
role
keeping them
it
balanced.
Yeah, okay. Overall, I'd say a top movie, no doubt, especially considering it came almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I prefer Bride of Frankenstein.
That's the
More
popular
to-
opinion that Bride of Frankenstein
Is it
is
much
the
better?
stronger. It's the popular opinion that it's the stronger film.
What do you think?
I'm biased.
He's biased.
I have no.
Because The
opinion.
Bride of Frankenstein is not based off of the novel in any way, shape, or form. Vakas Omer
Frankenstein.
8272. What if it was called Frankenstein?
And he ate
Frankenstein,
ass
he ate
and
ass and
sucked
sucked toes. I'm pretty sure he does do this.
Does he?
Okay,
We need a
Maggie
pitch.
K1693. As a fan of the franchise, as a fan of the Frankenstein franchise, this adaptation, in my opinion, is perhaps the weakest one.
I agree.
When it comes to portrayal of the
Oh.
creature.
This depiction.
Okay, this depiction is quite two-dimensional, and the film is not really book accurate.
True.
Agreed.
This is perhaps my biggest and only complaint. Otherwise, a landmark piece of filmmaking can be said that rightfully achieved its iconic status, considering when Frankenstein in 1931 and Bride of Frankenstein 4 years later were released. They held up quite well as horror.
Do you think
classics.
this hold up as a horror classic?
Not as a horror, but definitely as a classic.
I mean, I
Classic.
saw it
It's-
for the first
I
time.
do think
but
like we're
yeah.
gonna get into this a little better, but like it's definitely an insane legacy. It's got an insane legacy
Yeah.
when it comes to filmmaking, and
This is
specifically
the
this
first baby
adaptation.
steps of horror, right?
Yeah.
This is the first baby
Yeah.
steps of horror. So
Yeah.
this is a really good starting point.
Yeah.
Then
Thank
we
you.
get more into the ambience and more
Yeah.
tension later
Yeah.
on down the decades.
Thank you, Maggie
And I
1693.
know
You've got a
this
wonderful
is-
take, and I 100% agree with you. I'm a big Frankenstein nerd, as you just saw. I just did all this
This is my
bit.
friend
Did you
from
just
Bangalore.
saw?
Oh,
Did you
Vakas
just see?
Omer, yeah, they just saw
Yeah.
this.
They just all this.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Vakas Omer 8272. Call me. I'm very glad to see that you guys are
Enjoying our
commenting and
stuff.
you're enjoying our stuff and you're participating with us. Hopefully you'll enjoy this episode.
Maggie also messaged us directly, and then she also mentioned that we should discuss and compare the two Frankenstein's films in the future, and how one directed by Guillermo del Toro actually humanizes Frankenstein and is more book accurate. If you want to, of course, it's just a suggestion. And Mary Shelley's Frankenstein 1994 is also
Yes, it is.
also quite book accurate. If you want to watch it, maybe
It's
talk
the one
about it
directed by
also.
Kenneth Branagh. I'll make sure to bring it up.
Um,
I think
in what I believe though about humanizing Frankenstein, obviously it does it more 100%, but I feel like this film humanizes him so much.
It does, honestly.
I think it did a good
It
job.
did a really good job for its time.
I mean,
when
but I'm
humanizing-
obviously-
Maybe not humanized in the sense. It just portrays that he's
sentient.
not this horrible monster that's just
Yeah.
bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
I like
Even
that
though they put
brain
the
thing,
the
right?
abnormal brain in, it's
I think that plot device, if you remove it, the film stands on its own even
Yeah,
without
That's
that
much
entire plot
better if
device.
you remove the abnormal
I
brain
agree.
thing.
yeah,
I
I agree.
Like that whole plot thread, because he doesn't do anything based off of the fact that he has an abnormal brain.
Basically, yeah.
And that science was bogus then too.
I mean, the entire science is bogus. Let's be real here.
Science is bogus. Don't believe
Science
anything.
is bogus.
Don't believe.
The Earth is flat.
I have many thoughts about this film.
I'm pretty sure you do.
First
It's
of
half
all,
speed.
Why is the audio out of sync? I never understand that.
The visuals.
what is he screaming
There
at?
are
This was in
multiple
black and white.
pixels.
It was in color. How weird.
So, some of my things. This movie thoroughly depressed me. Like when I say capital D depressed,
Okay.
when I finished the movie, I was like, I hate human beings. I hate people. I think we are the monsters. I don't think
Wow,
Frankenstein.
he watched the movie.
Wow,
He watched the movie.
Wow.
He got the central theme of the movie. I'm so glad.
So glad.
I
you
mean,
figured
what
it
else
out.
do you want from me? I mean, I love the intro, the little theater thing where it's like, oh, it might scare you, it might.
They had to put that because of the Hays Code.
Yeah, it was also.
That's genuinely,
Yeah,
they're
it's
like, listen, guys,
marketing.
we know this is really, for that time, it was the most scandalous thing you could ever see.
Yeah, my thing is the movie. It wasn't a bad film, but it wasn't like I was like.
Were you expecting it to be
I was
dull?
hoping. I was expecting it to be dull, and it was still kind of dull in some places. But honestly, I was happy I watched it, and it depressed the shit out of
That's
me.
so weird that you found it dull. I watched
little
an
bit.
hour of it and I was like, yo, this is too fast. How are multiple weeks of progress
That's also
happening
true.
in like a crossfit?
Again, I don't blame them because this is an old ass film.
CrossFit.
I don't blame them, but the pacing, there was no pacing in this film.
Yeah, no, you're
it
right,
just
you're right,
went,
you're right.
the second you felt you were following along, it skipped a couple of weeks up
Yep.
ahead.
Yeah.
And he was not, also,
And credit where credit is due, it is so impactful that the visual of thunder, the visual of
That's
this
true.
So
monster,
That's true.
the visual,
That's
the
true.
dialogue of "It's alive"
That's
is
true.
so
Iconic.
iconic. And I tell you, none of that is in this.
Yeah.
that's true.
Shout out to pop culture.
Shout out to pop culture. The design of the monster is not the same.
Yeah, I doubt it.
The dialogue, "It's alive," not there.
Nice.
Lightning
Nice.
being used to bring it to life is not in the
The
book.
main aspect of
The main thing.
How
we're
did they bring it to book?
I've got that noted down. No, but I have read this book so many times, and I have dissected it so many times. It has so many themes, which we will get to, which the film also does. And here is the part where he talks about the secret to creating life. After days and nights of incredible labor and fatigue, this is Victor Frankenstein narrating.
Damn.
After days and nights of incredible labor and fatigue, I succeeded in discovering the cause of generation and life. Nay, more. I became myself capable of bestowing animation upon lifeless matter. Let's just move on ahead. Here it is. I see by your eagerness and the wonder and hope which your eyes express, my friend, that you expect to be informed of the secret with which I am acquainted. That cannot be. Listen patiently until the end of my story, and you will easily perceive why I am reserved upon that subject. I will not lead you on unguarded and ardent, as I then was to your destruction, blah, 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 blah.
Sounds
And there's
like
another
smart.
part where he says, right at the night of the creation, he talks about, here it is. Again, it's not specific at all. He goes, I collected the instruments of life around me that I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless thing that lay at my feet.
They really ran with Spark.
Indication.
Did he just fuck that thing alive or something?
There is no indication here on what the actual secret is. But the reason why lightning is in the 1930s, there was a scientist called Luigi Galvani. Okay? And he discovered that the human nervous system has electricity within it.
God.
You know, executions back then were like a showcase. You're like,
Right,
people showed
right.
up as entertainment. The criminal was beheaded.
It's like,
His
can I
head-
mess with this for a little
Yeah,
bit?
his head was in the basket. He took the head.
Oh, that's so crazy.
He connected electrodes. This is real life Luigi Galvani.
Oh my god.
And he ran a current through it, and the head moved. Its eyes opened. Its mouth opened. It seemed to try to speak, and its eyes looked around.
Oh, that's a little.
This scientific thing became known as galvanism. And galvanism was this discovery that if you run electrical current through a dead tissue, through the nervous system, it reacts and moves as though it were alive. That created the topic of, can you use electricity to bring people to life?
I
And this was around the
don't
same
like
time. Mary
that.
Shelley we know for a fact she had seen these experiments. She knew all about it. And it is debated and believed, more than likely, that the book she wrote is sort of, the reason it's science fiction is because it took real life science
Yeah.
and created a fictional element of the dangers of pursuing this, right? You know what I'm going to get. We'll finish
The
that part later.
danger.
The dangers of pursuing science too far where you challenge the natural order. That's the book. I mean, my bias is I could watch this over and over. I would not have.
My thing is, I wouldn't have. I would have preferred they make it a little longer, but then they actually take time to get through events
Right.
properly and with that sort of not attention to detail, but at least take time for the story to progress in a way where we're like, okay.
In my opinion, I feel like it should be at maximum 20 minutes longer, and that's it. You see, you mentioned from what I saw you reading in there, it was a lot of his first-hand accounts, his
Yes.
confident first-hand accounts of what all of the things that I've very much done confidently. To Henry here in the movie,
Henry Frankenstein. Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't feel like the confidence that this Frankenstein. He feels more mad and deluded.
Very, very different character.
Exactly. If they had given that time to just show off the fact that we know for a fact that he's really good scientist, but to show off that intellect more, which Guillermo del Toro does amazingly, but
He does.
that's for a different time. That's this. But we have now 20 more minutes and fix the initial section, because the initial section of setting up the watchtower takes an eon, but the wedding takes 10 minutes.
That's true. Also, by the way, I hate Henry Frankenstein's character. Like, I
Exactly, he was a
think he's a
douchebag.
And this
despicable
is the
human
most
being.
humanized version.
Exactly.
You want to know what
He-
happens in every other version and that's in the book?
Okay.
The second he brings the monster to life, this sort of realization hits him, what have I done?
Yeah.
And he abandons it.
Yes, the thing is, the whole criminal thing. I was thinking about that because I was like, they made a very conscious effort. They're like, normal brain that broke.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
this brain.
They wanted to just completely dehumanize the creature.
But there's that scene where when he's escaped, he sees the little girl, and because she's a little girl, it's like I've always noticed you see this with little kids, where they're not inherently afraid of things, and they're only really afraid or scared or apprehensive of things if their parents have told. So I'll give you my own example. When I was a little kid, I used to I wouldn't care if I was playing with bugs or grasshoppers or whatever, because when you're a kid, you don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was my mom who would constantly be like, no, don't touch it, it's a bug, or like same thing with the lizard or something. And I grew up going, oh my God, I can't. And then you eventually grow up and you're sort of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Same thing with that little girl. She's looked at that thing with curiosity. She's like, oh my God, it's just a big, ugly, green, whatever guy. But like, hey, he's pretty chill. She's playing with him and they're doing the whole with flowers in the water. And I thought that was adorable because this is his first interaction with someone that's not scared or trying to kill him or trying to hurt him. And then, because again, he's a baby. He doesn't know anything. No one's taught him. So when they run out of flowers, he just very innocently assumes that, oh, we're playing a game of throwing things in the water, so I'll throw you. And he throws her, and she's a kid who can't swim, which, by the way, stupid fucking kid. But okay.
Why would you live right next to
Thank you. Why would you live right next to the water and not know how to swim? But okay.
No, there's no victim blaming here, but that child deserved it.
There's no victim blaming, but that kid deserved it.
Oh my God, no! Listen, the Maria scene. The first time I saw it, I had to pause and get to my senses because it threw me so off guard. And there are some things I can't handle in film, which is
kids dying.
Anything against kids, anything against animals, anything against old people. And when I saw it in a 1931 movie, I was shocked.
They chucked a child.
And do you want to know something interesting? You'll notice that as he's reaching out for Maria, when he's swinging and throwing her, the footage looks different because that was cut from the original cut because of the Hays Code. In the original cut of the film, he reaches out and we don't actually see what happens. And then we just see the dad carrying little Maria.
Okay.
Right? So we don't actually see
the
murder or the confusion or this. Because if you imagine that scene where he's throwing flowers and then he suddenly just nods his head and goes towards the girl,
you'll assume.
And you cut and you assume he's an actual monster and he knows what he's doing and he's evil. That cut alone, that scene where he throws, is confused and afraid of what just happened.
Yeah.
That is so powerful in character writing where you completely understand in this situation the creature does not know what's going on, what it's doing, or the implication of what it's done. But because it was too much, they had to cut it. Years later in the 80s, that reel was found and attached back onto for the Blu-ray release. That's why that shot looks different from the rest. Because it was originally cut.
I have an interesting another thing about things cut. I'm sure you probably know this already, but now that you said it's coming around, you know that scene where he brings Frankenstein alive and he goes, it's alive, kind of thing, right?
I know what you're talking
about. And then he says, this is what it feels like to be
By
God.
God, now I know what it feels like to be God.
That part was also cut for
That
the
part
longest
was also
time because
cut.
they said it was blasphemous because, it can't be like, yo.
When he was like, it's alive, then they just, to cover that dialogue, they didn't cut the scene. They just added more thunder sounds to cover his dialogue. So you just see his mouth sort of moving and then it fades to black. There's thunder. But yeah, the second the hand moves, he goes, it's alive. It's alive, it's alive. By God, now I know what it feels like to be God. What an insane dialogue for that era.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's
And
true.
obviously they had to be like, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Let's start at the beginning of the film.
Okay.
Right? Back in the day, this is like early age cinema. These days, when you see opening credits, their names are on the screen for like 2 seconds. These
Yeah.
opening credits go on for a long time.
Yeah.
Like they were like, "You're gonna read everyone who was a part of this. You need to know." And then they show the cast, right? But for the monster, they kept it a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I guess it's to create tension, or what do you think?
So the casting of the monster.
Right.
This is of the success of Dracula, as I mentioned before.
Right.
And Bela Lugosi played Count Dracula.
Okay.
And Bela Lugosi was he was an actor's actor, right?
What does that mean?
He was like a proper
He's a stage actor or
like a
something?
bit of a stage actor,
Okay,
yeah. So he was like
okay.
an actor, like he had prestige, and he was like,
Okay.
I'm an actor,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And he played Dracula, and he was actually Universal had the idea, okay, we'll make these monster movies, but the main actors will mostly be the same.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Edward von Sloan, who plays the Doctor, if you can show that image again.
Dr. Waldman.
Yeah,
Okay.
his doctor, the guy who even opens the scene with a warning.
Okay.
That
okay.
guy was also in Dracula, and he played Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. Okay.
That's Van
okay.
Helsing. So they wanted Bela Lugosi to come back and play the monster, but Bela Lugosi was like, "This is a mute brute, and I am me kon ke ye kon. I'm not gonna bloody. This is the role
It was
of
the
some
okay.
ego.
Yeah.
This is the role of some random stuntman idiot who has no skill and talent who can pull this role off. It's not for me. I want to play the Doctor." And they're like, "Oh, you're not going to be the Doctor. We're going to give that to Colin Clive." So Bela Lugosi was like, "Fine, I won't do it." Boris Karloff, was then approached by James Whale
Nice.
and cast in the role. And it is so, I find ironic that the face of horror has been Frankenstein for the longest time. The face of universal monsters and the most recognizable of the big six monsters, which is the
Yeah.
Mummy, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, Frankenstein's monster, Dracula.
The whole coastal Transylvania cast.
Gilman. Basically, yeah, they're all based on that. The Gilman.
Right.
They're all the most iconic, and every poster you see, every
It's Frankie
image you see
Boy.
is Frankenstein's monster.
Right. Right.
And I find it ironic that Bela Lugosi thought this is a role so beneath him, and
Yeah.
now this monster is the most biggest monster of them all.
It's funny. It is the second time this happened now, and we didn't plan for this to happen, but it happened. That we can link this film to the last or one of the previous
One of
episodes
the previous
we did,
episodes, yeah.
where
One
in
of
the
the
death of
previous
Stalin,
episodes.
there's that thing where not Malenkov,
The fat one.
The fat
come on, wrap it
Beria,
up.
Beria.
where Beria made that reference to Malenkov.
Malenkov.
He's like, "Oh, Mr.
Mr. Karloff.
because he looks like Boris Karloff with all the slick back hair and the makeup, and this
and he
this
goes-
Boris Karloff is what they're
This
talking
Boris
about.
Karloff.
So
And yes, you were saying about
Reference.
Boris Karloff and the things he went through for filming.
So yeah, that was an interesting thing because I did a little bit of research for the film, and I didn't need to because we had Mahir here, so there's really no point for me to do
Yeah.
it. But with all the research I did, because again, this is the new, like it's the
New era
beginning,
of
the
filming.
couple
Right,
first
right,
years
right,
of
right.
cinema. So there's a lot of there's no health and safety. Like no one gives a
Absolutely not.
crap about health and safety.
Nobody
None of
cares.
that. And there's not even
They
forget-
probably actually set him on fire at the end.
Most likely, that fire looked too
That was
realistic.
too real.
Those screams were a little too real. But the thing is, so I read somewhere where Boris Karloff, for the rest of his life after Frankenstein,
Yeah.
suffered back issues because he
Yeah.
actually had to get surgery because he, I think, either like tore some ligaments or injured his back
Damn,
in the final scenes where he's actually carrying Henry up those.
Henry
It
up
was
those.
actually the actor picking the guy.
But he
There were
up.
did-
several takes of that.
Yeah.
But he proceeded to do Bride of Frankenstein and then also Son of
He
Frankenstein.
did those. He did
But he
those,
was in
they were
significant
not
pain?
as physically challenging.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
I mean, these things went on for the rest of his life. He had back issues. He had to get surgery multiple
And
times.
eventually, he did part from the role. And you know who took over the role after that?
Who?
Bela Lugosi.
Shout out, Bella.
At one
you're
point,
dead.
it was Lon Chaney Jr., who was their new star in everything. And then Lugosi came back and did Frankenstein for like a few shots.
And the denture thing as well, where to give his
That
face
sunken
more
look.
of a sunken expression. He had dentures that he needed for like his life things. He just whipped like physically. It caused him a lot of pain because he like pulled them out, and his face would sink in, and that would happen for hours on end. and he'd just be in pain, and he'd just be like, it is what it is.
What an artist.
What a
What an-
legend.
That
What an
Boris
artist.
Karloff.
mhm.
We love him. This film is very obviously, especially the set designs of the building and of the cellar, of the tower
Right,
and the
right.
cellar. It's heavily inspired by Gothic architecture
Mhm,
and
mhm.
German expressionism.
Yeah, that makes
Right?
sense.
That is so popular in the time when it comes to these aesthetics.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
could pull up the clip of 30, 40, 32, I want you to
Here
watch
he comes.
this.
Let's turn out the light.
So pause. He turns out the light. Why? It's a set design choice. They just put it in the script that he is afraid of the light. But they do that is because they want there to be more heavy shadows.
Okay.
This is a light that is more ambient.
Okay, let's restart this clip.
No, don't restart it. Can you see, please?
Yeah, I'll see.
Now this is our first look at the monster
Why did you walk in backwards?
because to reveal
Oh, okay. It's
it's
this
a theatrical
storytelling.
thing.
Okay.
It's what is it? What does he look like? And the way the lighting hits and bounces off him, you
Look at
don't
his
see
eyes.
the eyes until that
Yeah.
beautiful light hits him. And you zoom in and you've got that
Yeah.
sunken cheek and the dead eyes.
So you're
It's gorgeous. Now do you see how his skin is so much paler compared to
Yeah.
everyone else's?
yeah.
Now, watch this scene carefully. Now they're both walking in the same direction. There's a light coming from the upper left
Just say
side.
the left side. Yeah,
And they're
top
walking
left.
on. Both of them are walking at the same time. Henry Frankenstein doesn't have a shadow, but the shadow
Yeah.
of the monster,
Yeah, I see that.
enormous,
I just paused it.
looming.
What does that mean?
And the thing that I'm saying, the technical aspect is how do you see only one
Shadow.
character shadows because they have a light right behind this beam.
Yeah.
And they compose it in a way so that when we are crossing here, right at this point,
Oh, I
Henry's-
actually see. maybe.
Henry's shadow is probably over there, but they move the camera in such a way that you don't ever actually capture it on camera. You only see the shadow of the monster looming over everyone in the room.
I don't know. It just made me so sad. Again, this whole movie just depresses me because here you have proof that he's willing to listen. He's willing to be. Like you could actually raise him if you gave a shit and then you didn't. And
Yeah,
then
that's the problem. Huh?
But then I have a thing to add on to this.
Yes.
What's his thing about fire then?
Are you like warmth, but you don't like fire, right?
Okay, fine.
I
What
do
kind of
not
question
like
was
getting
that?
burned.
Yeah, but like it's
not
like
like
it's
getting
so
burned.
it's
It's
so
not specific
synonymous.
to him.
It's not.
You're like, maza aa gaya, jal raha hu main."
It's just it's
Clip
so
this.
it's so synonymous.
Clip this. Chat, clip
Chad,
this right
clip
now.
this right now.
It's so synonymous with Frankenstein that his thing is like, oh, fire. Wait, this doesn't work.
What a garbage setup. Let's try it again.
Look at the fire.
No, it's like it's like saying werewolves are.
That was, I love the, wait, and what was like, yeah, chill, it's cool, man. It's cool.
I'm chill, dude.
It's cool, man.
Oh no, so what?
No, but it's like saying that werewolves are like weaknesses is like silver.
But
You too would die to a silver bullet.
Everything would die
I'm not gonna
to
die.
fire.
I'm gonna die if I touch a silver coin or something. Like,
No,
you know what I
listen.
mean?
Silver's a natural antiseptic. So is garlic.
God.
So these
These are just things that back then that you
Okay,
should
so it's
treat
just a
diseases.
thing about fire,
Dude,
fire.
If there was fire all around you, you'd also be going.
Get out of me, man.
man, okay,
You're just
fine.
like, why is he afraid of fire? Like, the rest of us aren't.
These guys are dickhead.
Oh my god.
And he obviously by the thing that he's been tortured by Fritz for so long. It might not be because of the fact that he was innately afraid of fire. It was that Fritz tormented him to
With
be
fire.
Be
with
afraid of fire.
be afraid of fire. Which makes more sense in my opinion, considering that he shouldn't have been scared of a whip either for first sight seeing it.
Yes.
But a whip was used to whip him.
He saw a
Fritz-
whip and he backed off after being subjected.
Fritz is one of those characters in films that when he dies, you actually smile a little bit.
But he was hanging there. That was visceral, by
That
the way.
was so scary to see.
That was visceral.
Like, no matter what, you had to think that the monster literally.
Do you think that
just-
was cut? You mentioned
No,
that
no,
he's
I don't
cut.
think
that wasn't
Because
cut.
A man being hanged is fine.
Fritz
That
was
was
set up.
fine.
Fritz was set up to be hated and then
Yeah,
killed.
yeah, yeah.
And
He
everyone-
was one of those characters.
Haze
that
cones are
he was
so
not
lenient.
humanized.
Next, you have about ego.
Right. Let's play this at number 3. and we'll take the room.
I'm quite all right. Truly I am. Oh, can't you see I mustn't be disturbed? You'll ruin everything. My
This entire time he's like, oh, please don't bother me. Please don't disturb me.
I
Please,
believe in you.
you
know-
don't need to see what's
But I
happening.
cannot
you
leave
know?
you tonight.
It's gonna piss you off. When I first,
And here is the part where he suddenly switches to, oh, you're gonna attack my
Whether I'm crazy or not.
genius? Fine. Now you come up. And you come see. Now can you show the other
Come
one?
on up.
Oh my god.
Right?
here's the stairs that you were talking about, by the way.
Yeah, the stairs I was talking about, those people are falling down and dying from there.
So let's watch the next portion of
Of
Ego.
this same segment, yes. Immediately, you're not allowed to go and see what I've got under the wraps. Right?
I'm sorry,
He says, just go and sit. Could you move this ahead, Aage Yadi? Do you know which part I want to talk about? And he thoda sa yahan pe, thoda sa piche. Here he's talking about how you doubted me all this time and I have done it, and but I won't let you see it yet.
Yeah.
Right?
I have discovered the great ray that first brought life into the world. Oh, and your proof? Tonight you shall have your proof.
And here, again, he is questioned.
First I experimented only with dead
Thoda sa aage
animals.
karna.
And then a human
Oh, let's keep
heart,
watching.
which I kept beating for 3 weeks. But now, I'm going to turn that ray on that body and endow it with life. And you really believe that you can bring
really
life to the dead? That body is not dead. It has never lived. I created it. I made it with my own hands from the bodies I took from graves, from the gallows, anywhere. Go and see for yourself.
These two instances are where his ego is so big and this need to be recognized and applauded. Also, just a general thing, this is just generally a thing about the book, which is that bro wants to be pregnant so bad.
On God. On God. On God. On God.
Bro, Frankenstein
Yeah.
wants to be pregnant so bad
Why?
because he's so obsessed with creating life himself.
Oh.
There are so many themes about men trying to take control of birth from women.
That's crazy, bro. Can I say something?
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
Thank you. Henry is a lucky man.
I would have left his ass. I would have left his ass.
Because his fiance is gorgeous.
Okay.
She is way out of his league. Yes.
No, no, no,
Colin
no.
Clive.
No,
Hang on,
no,
let's
that's
stop
wrong.
you right there.
No.
Me and Ali are gonna
I'm not
speak.
talking about. Colin Clive's a good-looking man, but he's a nutcase.
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah,
Colin
yeah.
Clive.
Yeah,
Henry
but that's
Frankenstein.
what
is a
ladies love that.
Hold on. I need you to calm down.
No, listen. This woman has not spoken to her fiance for 4 months, and then she forces herself into his tower. I don't know, his
The
lair,
watchtower.
whatever. And then the first thing he sees when he sees her, is "Get lost, get lost." I can't.
We got my wife.
Don't disturb me, and you'll ruin everything. If someone like I haven't.
Chapar!
Suba, suba.
It's so great.
Listen.
And when you said he was like, come upstairs after they challenged his intelligence, I think they said that because the other dude sort of stepped in the way. He's like, you can't talk to her like that. And he was like, oh my God, he's going to take my girl. You all come up with me here.
I don't think he even cared about. Bro just wants to be pregnant so bad.
This is still early cinema, right? They're called movies because they're moving pictures.
Yes.
There's the whole spectacle
Holy
of
shit.
going to watch this.
What do you mean, holy shit?
Movies are moving pictures. That's holy shit.
Obama clipped this.
Oh shit.
They're
Okay.
movies because they move.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they're also called talkies when the
Talkies,
sound
'cause
was.
they-
No, the
talk.
talkies thing. I never
The
heard the term.
IES is the same as talk. IES. Move.
Yes.
IES.
Yeah. The movies just hit me. Okay.
My last point was on the final credits.
Okay.
They're really proud of their people. So in the final credits, you finally have Boris Karloff mentioned,
Yeah.
and then you have.
A good cast is worth repeating.
They don't even repeat the director again. We see Lamel in the Universal Pictures.
That's
at
the
end.
producer.
Yeah, exactly. We
Carl
see the
Lamel.
producer.
Yeah.
We don't see the James Whale again.
James Well, we don't.
And we don't get anyone. There's so many people uncredited. which makes me so glad to modern films and the way we
Yeah.
credit people. I love watching all the credits.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a weird thing for me to say.
No,
I
yeah,
guess it's
yeah.
not weird for you guys to hear me say it though. But I love seeing all the different names. Like now, back then, even though they would have a crew of 110 people.
But only these guys are getting.
Yeah, like exactly. Everyone that ran camera, they have their credits in the opening. Not to say, but there's so many more people. Like none of the production
There's a lot
assistants,
that goes into it.
none of the art people who made
Yeah.
the sets, the people who made
Yeah.
basically everything, the costume. I don't even think the costume designer was mentioned at all.
Oh, but he's Jack Pierce.
Yeah, see, but he wasn't. I don't remember seeing him. Was he mentioned
I'm
in the
not
opening
sure, but
credits?
Jack Pierce is the one who designed this.
Yeah,
look.
the thing is, back then, no one would have known. Like no audience member would have been.
Jack
like,
Pierce is like a master of
Exactly.
makeup in that
And then
day.
you would only know if you were in Hollywood. Like,
Or
wow,
aware
that's
of it.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy who made
that's
it.
the guy, yeah.
Which makes me happier at the current state of film.
I think it was also that this is again talkies were new and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had stage plays, so you only
Yeah.
ever concerned yourself with the actors. You didn't care
Yeah.
who was pulling the curtain or the prop behind
That's
the
true,
curtain.
that's
Exactly.
true,
Yeah,
that's
you're
true.
right.
So they were only concerned with the performers,
Mm.
and these are performers, right? It just so happens that there's now a camera that you can watch through. It
Which
doesn't
is-
matter. To repeat the people, for them at least, to
Right.
repeat the people who are running the stuff behind the scenes breaks the illusion of the
There's
magic of
some-
movie making.
The illusion.
Now we know how movies are made. Back then it was still a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so they had to retain that. Look at what we've accomplished. But it's interesting. I'm not sure if they did credit directors often back in the day. Maybe that's a recent thing. But a possible reason why James Will was not credited is
Right.
because in the 1930s he was an open homosexual man,
Wow.
Right.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
and obviously that did not sit well with many at that
Let's
time.
just say everyone.
Right? It doesn't sit well with many now.
Yeah.
Still.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you can imagine back then he was a very open, like it was not hidden kind of thing. You know? And his stories and Bride of Frankenstein, which is the sequel to this one, has this as well, which is a lot of subtext about an outsider that is innocent and is rejected by a society that does not understand its circumstances, or just because
Who they
look
are.
different
Yeah,
or
yeah.
act different. And so a lot of it has been found over the years. There's a lot of research papers that have been done on this, that a lot of the LGBTQ community does highly identify with these outsider characters. There's
The
a reason why
outcasts.
people love villains more. There's a
Right.
dramatic flair. You will notice, for example, in The Lion King, bit of a tangent, or Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
The flamboyant
The
nature.
flamboyancy
Yeah.
in
Okay.
male characters, you will often find the Joker, or
Yeah.
in Mission Impossible 2 with Philip Seymour Hoffman. There has always been a bit of, if you're flamboyant, if you're dramatic, and if you're sarcastic, or if you're all of these things that are not traditionally
Masculine.
masculine, you are a villain.
Mm.
And that was always done to demonize the LGBTQ community. But the entire idea is this man's need to control the ability to give life, something that mothers have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is something that is very deeply explored in the Del Toro version.
Oh,
Like
okay.
point blank in your face. Now, Universal Studios, this was essentially of its time the first blockbuster. You know, it's this big spectacle of a film, and everyone went to watch it. And it was re-released upon re-release, and every time they re-released it, audiences came in droves. That's how they knew horror sells. That's why they went, we should do more of this shit. Maybe we can turn it into a religion. And they made, after this, they were like, okay, what else can we make? All right, let's make The Bride of Frankenstein. Let's make The Wolfman, The Invisible Man, The Gill Man. Dracula Returns, Dracula's Daughter, Son of Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. House of Dracula had Dracula, Frankenstein, and Wolfman meeting together in the same. This was the original MCU. This is the first cinematic universe where all of them are
actually pretty funny.
connected. Characters moved in and out.
Mm.
But obviously, it was not the kind, you need to watch this to watch that.
Yeah, you could
know?
just tune in whenever.
Exactly. It was the original cinematic universe, which is why Universal has tried so many times to reboot it.
They're dark.
They're like,
whatever.
we're the granddaddies who made the formula.
Yeah.
We should
they're
be able to
ass.
crack it.
Yeah.
But they can't seem to crack it, which disappoints me so much. I
That
wish they
happens
did.
sometimes.
But I love watching Tom Cruise run in the
No,
movie.
no,
I
no.
love Tom Cruise running.
And so now I want you guys, how influential this film is, I want you guys to name some films that are Frankenstein but are not Frankenstein.
Okay, let me go to my list.
What the hell does that mean?
They are the story of Frankenstein. They have
Oh
the
my
themes
God.
of Frankenstein, but they're not Frankenstein.
shit, you
They're not
can't-
adaptations. I'm gonna
not
say a
thinking
dialogue.
Shrek is
Shrek-
good.
Shrek
Shrek's
is
good.
good.
Shrek's good.
I'm gonna
Shrek's
say
good.
a dialogue. Do you guys want to go ahead or should I start?
Go
revealing things?
for.
I want you to go again.
Oh my god. Shrek 2.
No,
No,
Shrek 2 is not like
Okay,
Shrek 3.
Okay,
No, it's still not
I
that.
haven't seen Shrek.
So the themes are, first of all, parenthood,
Okay.
sins of the father.
Okay.
Themes are humanity toying with the aspects of God and how far it can go, and it coming to bite them in the ass. So you remember that dialogue? Your scientists were so busy thinking whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think whether or not
We
they
should.
should. Where is that from?
Why can't I
Jurassic
remember?
Park.
Oh, yeah, that works. That works. That
Jurassic
works.
Park
That
is
works.
Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Blade Runner is Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ex Machina is Frankenstein.
God, I love that movie.
You were so hot. but I get it.
2001: A Space Odyssey is Frankenstein.
Yep.
AI के ऊपर जितनी movies बन रही हैं is Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Upgrade, देखिए. It's a film where a guy gets.
I am
Do you know what I'm
robot.
talking
I am robot. I robot.
iRobot.
I robot.
I,
iRobot is
robot.
Frankenstein.
I am robot.
iRobot is Frankenstein. You're right. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Westworld.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh
Right?
my god. Friday the 13th? No.
No.
No. Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Age of Ultron.
Yep.
What
yep.
a film. Okay.
So
You
I've
make
no-
something
I know
and
strings
then
on me. Let's go.
is everything
Okay.
not so heavily
Yes.
influenced?
Yes.
Because the
by
themes
this-
are so good. The theme is
the
really good.
theme. And these themes started because of this 20-year-old girl who wrote this story.
Shout out.
Mary
Mm.
Shelley. She's the
Spy
exact-
Kids 2.
Do you think God hides up in heaven because he too is afraid of what he has created? Frankenstein!
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Age of Ultron, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Blade Runner is literally at what point do we stop being human? At what point do our advancements stop us from our humanity? At what point
Dude, you
is
would
too
love
far?
Blade Runner. I can't believe you haven't watched
I
it.
need to watch it.
It's the same story. All these examples I've given, they're the exact same story, but there's so many different ways to adapt it.
Yeah. It's understanding which items do you focus on, which items do you
Themes, they're
you
all
can
the
bring
same
into it.
cautionary tale.
Exactly. 200 years of telling people don't make the MacGuffin. Scientists be like, we made the MacGuffin at 200. From watching this movie,
Okay.
for future storytellers and future filmmakers coming
Okay.
in, what do you recommend?
Pacing.
Pacing?
Pacing. I think I've said it a few times now because that's a thing where you don't ever want to feel that you're getting bored. You don't, and then you also don't want to feel that they're skipping over things for the sake of
Mhm.
shortening the film or filling it within a certain time
Time
constraint
frame.
they
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
Because I wouldn't mind if this movie was 2 hours long if the pacing was good. I wouldn't mind if this movie was 40 minutes long if the pacing was right. I don't care about the length of the film. I just want that whatever film I'm watching, I don't feel like it's being rushed. And I feel like you're getting everything across without it being so boring that I fall asleep and being so rushed that I'm just like, what happened?
It's hard for me to answer this question because of my love for this story and this novel and all its adaptations, no matter how bad. Even the Aaron Eckhart one, it's terrible. I hate it. Actually, no, that's the one the first 10 minutes
I like
enjoy.
Aaron Eckhart.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah,
No, Aaron Eckhart made a movie called I, Frankenstein. We'll tell you about it. We'll tell you about it. It's
So
bullshit.
bad.
Anyways, I think it's just looking at how James Whale makes these films and how we talked about sound and technical stuff. I think whenever something new does come up, like for example, there's this AI discourse we just mentioned as well.
Yeah.
I do think AI is a tool.
Mhm.
It's not, I don't think you should completely ban it.
Mhm.
I think it should be used wisely and for the right purposes. Currently, it's used for all the wrong purposes and it's used haphazardly. That's the problem. That's what we're all against, right? I think these tools, at the time, sound was something where all the oldies were like, sound is nonsense. Why are we using this? We're gonna lose our jobs and all that, you know? But you need to know how to utilize these things while also keeping the past honored,
Mm.
you know,
Mm,
when it comes
mm,
to technical things. You need to adopt certain things with the times, but you need to know where is your control and where you're not in control, right? Probably people would not have thought for that coffin scene to put the microphone in the
Right,
coffin
right.
or to put it near the piano. But James Whale did. And I think that shows a lot of creativity when it comes to, this is one thing we mentioned in Monty Python as well, which is limitations also foster creativity.
Right, right.
And I think you should never let limitations of your era, of the time, or of anything that you have, use what is at your disposal, and what you're limited by, find a creative solution to it.
What
Ali,
would
what
I
about
say?
you? Yeah.
I'm a visual guy. I think I've said it once before, but I'm gonna phrase it a better way. I mentioned the fact that the spectacle of having to watch something, so much movement. We get so caught up on we have to get this story, this narrative across, that we forget the medium that we're using. A lot of times, we're just saying it. A lot of filmmakers, at least I saw from what I've seen, use film as a means to an end. I have this story I want to tell. I'm using film. Bada boom, bada bing. Here's my movie. 15 billion Oscars. But no, what I'm saying is, film allows you to do things that no other medium does, and that's mainly because it's so visual, right? A book cannot explain how deafening silence can be.
Oof.
Okay.
क्या बात कर दी.
Okay. Okay.
See, and that leads to the fact you're looking at reactions, people seeing different things, and you've got to heavily weigh into the fact that you're making a film, and it needs to be the spectacle of watching it needs to be up there with everything else. It can't just because you have a shot reverse shot doesn't mean you got a conversation across. The camera needs to be another diegetic device. I put another film term in there.
I know what diegetic means.
I had to explain what diegetic was.
I don't know
Anyway,
what diegetic means.
spin the wheel!
Already? Okay. Okay.
No! Don't know it. The fans demand it.
You said this. By the way, he said this before we started recording. He was like, my luck, it's gonna be Bridesmaids, and it's
Who
Bridesmaids.
suggested this? So this was suggested to us by Afra. Thank you, Afra, for your suggestion.
Yes, thank you.
Hope everyone else also starts suggesting movies more. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully, no.
I'm
2
so
weeks from
excited
now.
for Bridesmaids.
2
I
weeks
don't
from
know
now.
why.
And we're gonna watch Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Next time. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Watch this episode.
I wish I had my veto. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Oh,
God.
what a episode. Honestly, I'm excited for Bridesmaids. Can I tell you? I don't know why.